Hello YouTube world. As you can tell by the title, this isn't a normal video. This is a video made to honor Kyoto Animations, my favorite animation studio. But before I jump into it, I want to talk about something that disturbs me. Yes, I love Kyoto Animations and everything it does, but it disturbs me that if anything entertainment-based gets attacked, the world goes into shock. Meanwhile, countries that are considered lesser by the West are suffering, and most just turned a blind eye. For me, it was hard to even reconcile making this video when there are so many worse things that are happening regularly. To understand what I'm coming from, just know that the country of Rwanda, where I lived a large portion of my life in, suffered from a genocide about 2 decades ago. And when it happened, do you want to know what the world did? What the United Nations did? Nothing. They did nothing. This disturbs me. It angers me. It disturbs me that conflicts continue to grow in places like the DRC, and very few news stations in America will even say a word about it. Is that not disturbing? I could talk about this for hours, but that isn't the purpose of this video. I just wanted to say this because I needed to get it off my chest before continuing. Yes, I am making a video for Kyoto Animations because what happened is terrible, but I want to also point out that there is so much more happening in the world around us. Now, where to begin? I started watching anime about a decade ago when my eldest brother showed me a show called Sword Art Online. The visually pleasing shots and the sense of imagination that I could see in every single moment made me love it more and more. The open world of Aincrad and its characters that fought for their lives, as well as the lives of those around them, gave me a feeling of wonder and excitement. What was going to happen next? Are they going to make it into the real world? I was enthralled by the story and I wanted to see more things like it. As time went on, I searched for better and better anime, with clean and inspiring content. I found many good ones, like Your Lie in April, Anohana, and Violet Evergarden. As I saw more, I became attached to 3 different studios, A1 Pictures, Ufotable, and, you called it, Kyoto Animations. The first thing I ever watched by them was called Clannad. It was a seemingly normal anime as it was about love in the high school setting. But what Kyoto Animations did with such a normal premise surprised me. Most anime in this slice of life genre do a classic setup, where the main character's story and background is exclusively developed, while the side characters act as normal side characters should. However, Kyoto Animations took a different route. They developed all their characters with unique stories and backgrounds. This gave such depth to the normal mundanity that life can become. Not only that, but it cleverly distracted you from the fact that they were developing the main characters through the side characters' stories. Then, when they made the sequel, Clannad After Story, I was even more amazed to see how they contrasted the cute and humorous story about high school life with the seriousness of having a real job and family amidst the failures one faces when taking on the harsh realities of this world. Watching those 2 shows exposed me to Kyoto Animations' unique style and method of turning the normal into more. For those who don't know, this happened on July 17th, 2019. That's right, only 10 days ago. Around 33 died, and about 36 were sent to the hospital. I was in shock at this. Though many YouTubers say that it was because they give equal wages to their employees regardless of gender, reports say that the man who committed the arson was mentally disturbed and had been previously arrested for theft and other issues. Regardless of the why, this crime is terrible. For me, I can't help but think about how their families feel, and how devastating this is for the studio itself. The same artists that stitched together the powerful story about two high school students facing the outside world, and the moving tale of a bully and victim facing their failures and finding forgiveness, are now no more. Rewatching something like Koe no Katachi, A Silent Voice, makes the story even more sad when I think about the fact that the ones who knitted the story together are gone. What remains for us are the etchings they left behind and their spectacle about redemption. For those that want to help, I have a few suggestions. The first is not a surprise, but please pray. Pray that their families would have peace and that those who were injured would be healed. Second, watch their works. The best way to connect with the crisis is to understand the people who are facing it. So, watch what they made through their artistic nature. I highly recommend Violet Evergarden, which is on Netflix, Koe no Katachi, which is on Netflix and will be found under the name A Silent Voice, and Clanad. I'll also make a top 5 video soon if you want to know more information. And lastly, donate or buy their artwork. I'll try and leave a link below that will help you get to their donation page quicker. Before I say goodbye, I want to connect all of this to what I first talked about. There's a lot going on around the world, so I also want to give a few recommendations for how to connect with everything else that is going on. First, read news that isn't what is normally found around you. Often people will only read one news source from one country, but I encourage you to read the news of other countries. Try any of them at random. One day, read Russia's leading news stories, and then another day, read China's or Togo's. Second, find something to donate to that actually matters to you. It's easy to go along with what everyone else is donating to, and it's even easier to do nothing at all. So I encourage you to do something, and choose something you actually care about. Thank you all for listening, and please pray, because you can see more from your knees than from your eyes. And know, Kyoto Animations, that we care.